County. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna tag just that, and here we are. Okay. All right, so it is 2:30, and we're here. You can see right through over my shoulder there. You can see right over my shoulder there. We're at the juvenile court. Services in Rutherford County. This is the infamous juvenile court where Donna Davenport jailed 7-year-old children, and although I complained about it for years, nobody did anything. Everybody stood up for her until finally it was released in a big news article. So it is time for people to understand what's going on. Now, in this juvenile court today, I came with Brenda. I've talked to her. I've followed her case. You've seen a few comments about it because her children, 3 of her children, were taken on an alleged truancy case, which still has not been heard, still has not been adjudicated. That was January 2023, and here we are in August 2024. And I came with her, and Representative Mike Sparks came with her in January to watch the adjudication, and they continued it and wouldn't hear it. She was back again in April, back again in June, and then today was supposed to be the end of it, the final end, even though they had screwed it all up. And so we came in here today. I drove all the way over here to be with her because it's not confidential. The truancy cases are criminal cases, and she already filed an appeal on the criminal case, and then they won't even accept the appeal. She filed an appeal on some of the things that juvenile court had done as well. And of course, it all gets clogged up here. She's a 1.5 years on a return to parent plan. She's done everything they asked for. She still has not had an adjudication. And then a month ago, or 2 months ago, they sent a motion that they're going to also raise severe abuse because of some comments her son said, which there's been multiple prior investigations that were closed. So the main thing we came here today for was to get the foster care review board summaries and the state secret plans. And so when they took the case off the docket, I was standing in the clerk's office, and Brenda, I was in the lobby. That's such a weird name for it. It's really what I would call the hostage negotiation holding cell, out where everybody is lined up and seated. And she was in the clerk's office. And I was looking around, and then she messaged me from the clerk's office because she was in there trying to file something. So I walked in the clerk's office, and that's when she told me the magistrate didn't show up for work today because he was sick. Yeah, supposedly. Now, I'm going to tell you, in the old days, they would get somebody else, okay? They would get another magistrate to come in or another judge. And actually, Judge Lampley was here doing child support docket. He could have easily handled both dockets, but oh, no. They told her she had to come back. They're trying to get her to lose her job. So I said, I've got videos from inside, and I'm going to post them later. And what's he called? I'm going to call, but what is it? He's got a special name. I call him consigliero. The consigliero of the Foster Care Review Board. What's his name? Todd Savage, who's also an employee, apparently, of the court system, is the consigliero of the Foster Care Review Board. And so you need to get all the Foster Care Review Board summaries and all the secret court reports that they have filed on you. So we walked into the clerk's office, and I was helping direct the clerk to some of the documents that were needed, and they called the cops on us. Yeah, had the deputies stand behind us in the clerk's office. And so, you're going to see that later. So keep your eye open. Later, I'll post all that for you. And when I asked them what the crime was, they said,
They told us disturbing the peace.
No.
No?
Keeping the peace. That he was keeping
He
was keeping the peace. And I asked, was there a law on that? And he's like, no. Even when I came outside here with the sergeant, he's like, it's trespassing. I'm like, no, I wasn't disturbing any courtroom proceeding. We were asking questions and we weren't getting the answers to them. And so as she's flipping through the file, 2 big file folders, there's a secret sealed envelope. And so Brenda doesn't know what that is. So I said, what's in the sealed envelope? And they're like, you can't see what's in the sealed envelope. So then I was like, well, tell her what's written on the front of it. And that's when the cop stepped in. They wouldn't even tell her what was written on the front of the envelope. And so they have sealed documents in her court file that even she can't see. No, James, I was not today. Connie was not arrested today. Neither was Brenda. It was close. Okay, so, and you're going to see, I was very cool, but, and I really wanted to say more things than, yeah, I really wanted to say a few more things, but no, not today. So, but I asked them a lot of questions that they refused to answer. I asked them not to stand behind us, not to stand so close. I said, you got a gun and I don't. It's very intimidating. And so, and here I am, just little old me, and you guys are all, and they're probably right now, they're probably right now behind that glass door watching us. Yeah, so I don't think they can say we're disturbing the peace anymore, but they're probably watching us right now behind the glass door. So anyway, so I said, get the foster care review board, and then I said, you need to go through the file and see what you don't have. You need to look at the file. And then the clerk made a big whoop-de-doo about how Brenda could see the file, but I couldn't see the file, even though that, and then I asked her what the law was. She said she doesn't know the law, it's the policy. She couldn't give us the policy, and I said, it's not the law. I said 37-1-153. Oh, I thought they were coming out to check on us. 37-1-153 says a parent and their representative, and it doesn't say attorney. It says their representative. So a parent can have a representative, an advocate, a support person throughout the entire DCS process. All right, and yeah, she's had 5 attorneys, and they've all haven't been worth a crap. They haven't been worth a crap. Yeah, and so this officer here, I've got to get refocused here a little bit. So, anyway, she did pull some and they're like, oh, she can't see these documents talking about me. Okay, yeah, like copy them and we'll look at them outside, okay? Because y'all are so ridiculous. Y'all are so freaking ridiculous. So freaking ridiculous. And so we come outside and she's showing me the case file. And y'all, the feds need to get involved because Tennessee DCS is stealing money from the federal government. So we found only 2 foster care review boards and 3 secret DCS progress reports. There is no progress written down, even though it still says return to parent. All the stuff that Brenda has done, everything that she has done, she's tried to turn it in. I watched her in her own house last week go through every single thing she did with, what's that girl's name?
Zenobia Connor.
Zenobia. I watched you go through it, and you still have not informed the courts that she has completed those things. And the progress report doesn't mark a single thing as complete, not only for mom, but for the kids. For the kids. Okay, bring out one of those reports and don't show their names, but pull up that piece of paper where it asks for them to put notes about the progress and show that it's freaking blank. And that's a good one right here. Okay, here you go. There's no names on there, is there? Okay, look at this. You see this? There's all the things that DCS says they're supposed to do. And see that at the bottom? It's supposed to be the progress. Nada. Nothing in there. In a year and a half, nothing is written down. And they're still continuing to steal money from the federal government. Here's another one. Look at that. All those things listed up there. Do you see this? Progress towards completion. Nada. Nothing is listed. So we found out they put her son on Zoloft. They diagnosed her baby with autism, which is a lie, just so they could get more money. And it doesn't even say, and she's never, have you ever been provided a report of autism? She's never even been provided a report. You steal a 20-month-old baby from the mother, and do you think that baby's going to have some setbacks and delays? Of course they are. Of course they are. And then, then she finds the very first order on this case. The very first time she appears in court, because they stole her children without a court order. And the very first order, which is a checkbox order, which I think should be prohibited, one checkbox says the case was continued for the preliminary hearing, which was waived, and the next checkbox says the results of the preliminary hearing, that they found probable cause. Not a single fact is listed in there. Not a single fact. It just says, well, you know, based on the petition and the evidence that we've heard today, there's probable cause, and, you know, based on the petition and the affidavit, there were reasonable efforts made. No, y'all are a bunch of liars. You're a bunch of liars. And we're so done. And this is just one of 9,000 kids trapped in the system in Tennessee DCS, and nobody wants to do anything about it. Nobody wants to do anything about it. Somebody said something here about Greene County, Missouri. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not in Missouri. But you know, you should watch what I'm telling you, because these same things, these are federal laws. These same things apply in across all the states, because it's a federal law. It's federal law, and they're federal money, and it's taxpayers' dollars. This is worse than sending money to stinking Ukraine over a fake war. They are stealing the children. And the sergeant stepped outside here with me, and I'll show you, I'll put that video up too. Have a little discussion with me about how I was creating a disturbance, and yet he couldn't tell me what laws I was breaking. So yeah, we'll put that up later. Y'all can share that. I'll do a few clips for you too. Yeah. So there's thousands of you parents out there, thousands of people are being affected by this BS. Today was
off lies.
Off lies. It was child support today here. And honestly, Title 4D is a scam too. All Title 4D and Title 4E are big scams to rob citizens of money. And it should be stopped now. It should be stopped. And this woman is mad. She would have gotten arrested today had I not been here. I don't know whether they thought it would have been more fun to arrest you or me. What do you arrest?
I was ready.
She was...
I was ready.
And then they're like, oh, we'll make you copies, but we'll have to charge you for them. I'm like, whoa, well, the judge has already declared her indigent. And then we find out the guardian ad litem, has she ever spoken to the kids? Is asking for extended and complex fees, taxpayer money, to pay for her just because they've been able to drag the case out for 18 months. Yeah. Yeah. A motion, an ex parte motion, by the way. Mom doesn't even get a copy of it. She doesn't attach. Did she attach her affidavit? Nope, she doesn't attach her affidavit. This is more ripoff. This is more taxpayer ripoff. And you all need to just gather around and support us fighting this corrupt, nasty, horrible, lawless system. I'll share the videos with you. You'll actually find I was very nice. But you know, I asked them what the law was. They don't even know the law. I'm like, well, what law am I violating? You know, he said he wasn't going to discuss the law with me. I said, well, I know the law pretty well, so I don't know. Maybe if you're going to threaten to arrest me, then, or remove me from the property, maybe you should tell me what law I've broken. Yeah, he wasn't going to get into a discussion of the law. You're going to like that part. All right, look. What else, Brenda?
I'm mad, so
she said something that she's probably gonna say some things that arrested for what? Okay, so Lynette, so you're just tuning in, honey doll. Yeah, so arrested for what? So they called the cops on us in the clerk's office saying we were creating a disturbance, right? Creating a disturbance because I was asking questions of the clerk and she didn't want to talk to me. She said she wasn't going to talk to me. And we asked her why. And she said because I wasn't a parent to the case. That's not the law.
Because I told her she was a clown and she was gatekeeping. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
were committing public corruption, so she called the cops.
Yeah, yeah. Brenda said they were clowns, and they were. What are some of the things they've done? Oh, every time. Tell them what happens every time you take something in there to file it.
They take it to the magistrate's bailiff to look at it to tell me whether or not I can file it.
Yeah, and she's pro se, so they're gatekeeping at the clerk's office to prohibit her from filing anything. And guess what she was filing? She was filing documents to show that she had completed everything that DCS had told her to do. That's what she was filing. And they weren't going to let her do it. She was in there, and I waited, and finally I went in there, and finally they let her file it. But they're not going to do anything with it, but it's in the court file now. And when the feds come in to open up this file and look at the court file, maybe they'll see it. And then, what was that lady in the black's name?
Margie.
No.
Melanie Eagle.
Melanie. She put her hands on her hips and came over there and gave us the stink eye. And I said, what's your name? What is your name? And then she wrote down Melanie on this piece of paper. And I'm like, and the cop handed it to me. And I'm like, so does she have a last name? Like, I don't want her first name. I want her whole name. Where can we go to study the law? So, Kelly, I'm just going to have to get down and start teaching y'all. Y'all got a question? We're just going to have a little chit-chat about the questions that you have because you need to get into these documents. You need to get in to look at it. And this is just, now she has two. Hang on here. This is just what we picked up today. This is just what we got today of stuff that had never been provided to her. She has two file folders in there.
The size of a yellow page phone book.
Yep, the size. These people probably don't even know what a yellow page phone book is, girl. Yeah, but two very thick file folders about this thick, and she's never had a trial. She's never had a trial. You know what the juvenile court rules say? Juvenile court rules say that if your children have been removed, you're supposed to have an adjudication within 30 days. 30 days.
Over a year. Today is 519 days. Never been adjudicated on anything. What is it? Dispositional?
Yeah, well, they have
hearing.
to adjudicate before they can do a disposition. It is super hot out here, everybody, so I'm starting to look a little limp. Yeah, never had a trial, never been adjudicated. On the truancy, we came in January. Mike and I came in January to have a trial. Right? We were ready to have a trial. And guess what? Nobody from the school showed up. Nobody from the school. You can't make Brenda testify. It's a criminal charge.
I came to trial last July the 6th, January the 4th, April the 22nd, May the 14th, and they keep resetting it. Never no trial.
Never a trial on a Class C misdemeanor.
Violation of due right process in this court.
Yeah,
the whole constitutional laws being broken in the Rutherford County Juvenile Court.
Yeah, the whole speedy trial thing is out the window here on a Class C misdemeanor.
Rights of representation removed.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm about to melt into a puddle here.
And then how does the magistrate have orders signed? Magistrate S. Ray White have orders signed to where he reset a court date with an attorney present on my behalf. But now I see orders in here signed by him on court dates that were reset, never a trial or couldn't be heard, suppressing my evidence.
Yeah, so Lynette, I'm going to say something to you. If you are on I talked about this on my earlier live. If you go to my earlier live for today, you'll see where I'm talking about how they can't. The administrative state has been now not totally abolished, but decapitated. And yeah, so all of these substantiation lists are going to have to go. They're going to have to go. And we need plaintiffs and good attorneys to knock them in the knees and get rid of them because you're entitled to a jury trial. They can't just adjudicate you by an agency and then put you on the, as you call it, the naughty parent list. So anyway, yeah. And this message out there is to Brenda's kids, the baby Cameron. I'm so sorry what's happened to you. That poor baby. They broke his arm. They poisoned him. He's been rushed to the hospital. He cries when he finds, oh, let's talk about visitation. How many months have you gone without seeing your children?
About 5 or 6 times throughout 519 days. So
yeah, like 5 or 6 times for 3 or 4 hours each. And then like the DCS worker sits on top of her, and it has to be in a public place, right? Mm-hmm. So we keep turning that way. Turn this way. Yeah, we have better light on our face. Yeah, so they cut off her kids, won't let her see her kids. Her daughter, I'm not even going to go there, what they've done to her. It's so horrible. I feel so bad for her. You know, she's a real victim in this, and all of them are victims, though. All of them are victims in what's happened. So, all right, girl. There they go.
look at Officer Asshole leave.
I guess we're no longer a threat.
Yeah, because we weren't making people aware of what they're doing. People know Rutherford County corrupt.
I guess they've sufficiently de-escalated as